Holidays are all but behind us and the academic year is about to get underway. In Pretoria, prospective students are making their way into the city. For many, it could very well be their first time in the capital. This makes them very soft targets for criminals and conmen. While Santaco, the taxi association, has launched a campaign to help students protect themselves. Let's get some details now. Lindokuhle Xulu out with Santaco in Gauteng. I see the banner behind you. Hello to you, Linda. I do imagine Pretoria, for someone who is perhaps not from the big cities, trying to get around, trying to register, it can be a bit daunting, and they could take advice from people who have, let's call it, ulterior motives.
That's right, Gareth. We see a lot of targeting of prospective students in January as they try to go and enroll at some universities. This happens all over the country, whether you are in Johannesburg or in Tshwane or anywhere else. This is the case. I can tell you that a couple of years ago, I was one of those students that was making their way to this very province. And you can see the criminal element really ripe. But Santaco today in Tshwane is taking the initiative of trying to mitigate and sort out some of those issues. They have teamed up with police to try and find ways of dealing with the criminal activity here. The taxi industry is simply saying that be warned, those who might be trying to take chances, those who might be trying to target these pupils that would be coming from various areas, including the rural areas, to say that that will not happen this year. But let's take a closer look into this and speak to Santaco from Gauteng, who's here to support this particular initiative by Santaco Tshwane. Thank you so much for joining us, Babu Mali. Just give us a sense of what is happening today in terms of that particular program of protecting prospective students that will be coming in the province.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. What we are doing as Santaco Gauteng Province today, together with Santaco Tshwane, we're having a program that is Hlokomela. We are fully much aware that the students will be coming into our province, into our regions, to come and enroll. Now we want to sensitize the public that they should be careful as well when they are getting into the province. There are criminal elements. But as a taxi industry, we are ready for the criminal elements. Those who are doing that, we wanted to give them a short message to say, please let them refrain. Because you should remember, they will be targeting our areas where we are operating for the vulnerables. So we therefore wanted to say to them, let them refrain of doing that. These people are our future leaders. These are our future parents. So therefore, we want to issue a message to say, everybody who gets into the 5 regions within the province should be protected. What is happening here in Tshwane, it must be happening to all the 5 regions. Remember, these kids, they are here not knowing some other areas, some other corners. That's the first one. Secondly, others will say, we are here to help you in terms of the accommodation. It's where the gender-based violence kicks in. Others would say, we are here to help you to enroll. After doing that, the monies are gone. Then we have kids that are not attending schools. They get disadvantage in terms of the enrollment processes. So therefore today, we are doing that campaign to say, let our communities, let our kids be assisted by good people. But the taxi industry has taken an initiative to say, where the law enforcement is not in a possible to be at, we should close that gap. Particularly around our taxi rank areas.
Let's speak about the fact that you said this is a partnership with, in fact, police. But obviously there are some concerns around the handling of those that might be practicing these criminal activities. Just tell us in terms of the partnership with the police, the handling of these criminals in the taxi ranks. Obviously we've seen that police have often called for not to take law into their own hands, but what will be the process around the apprehension of the suspects?
Well, as an industry, as a province, we say let these criminals be apprehended to the law enforcement because we have a good relationship with the law enforcement. So therefore, we want to urge to the people who will be getting to these criminals not to take law into their own hands, because tomorrow or later on, they will be on the side of being looked as criminals as well. So therefore, we wanted to urge and say, hand them over, but we want the law enforcement to follow up those cases to the latter. What we don't want to see happening, we apprehend a person to a law enforcement, 2 hours later we see the man committing the very same crime did to another person later on or earlier on. So therefore, we want the law enforcement to work to follow the processes accordingly, so that these people, they should be removed from the society.
Just as a last one for myself, we are out of time. You also called on parents to take part in this process of children trying to get just that one very quickly.
Well, we want the parents to work or act responsibly. Don't send kids by not knowing where the kid is going to register, where the kid is going to live. Make sure as a parents take responsibility, accompany your kid to register, and make sure the place where she or he lives, you know the place, so that if there are issues tomorrow, you are in a better position to go there and check and assist your kid. Remember, some of the kids, the parents, they don't even know where their kids are schooling, where their kids are living. When there are issues to be addressed, we really struggle to get to their parents. Some of the kids, they come to us and say, please assist us in terms of the accommodation. We simply say, where are your parents? They said, they just dropped me at a taxi rank in the province where I come from. So that we see that as not a responsible parent. So we want our society to gel and have a good relationship with our kids, so that we get a good leaders in the future.
All right, thank you so much. That is the spokesperson for Santaco in the province. But of course, they are here to support an idea from Santaco in Tshwane that has seen these incidents happen over the years. They are calling for responsible parenting. They are calling for collaboration with police, saying that they don't want criminals to come back to the community after they are apprehended. But more than anything, we've had a deeper conversation with them where they're saying that they'll try to pilot this project in terms of other provinces, so that to ensure that wherever there are universities and where the taxi ranks and people are being targeted, that they would then be the response that is needed to cover up some of the bases that police might not be able to cover.
I thought it was a very interesting point being made as well about parents being more responsible about knowing where your children are going to be registering. Lindokuhle Xulu, thank you very much indeed in Johannesburg for us taking a look at Santaco and this new initiative to keep first-year university and college students safe, especially they're travelling from outside of the Gauteng Province.